Hello again, I am Blunty. Now, in yesterday's video, I showed you a really, hopefully quite clear example of the difference in visual quality you can get between using the Xbox One's internal recording mechanisms, their game DVR stuff, versus recording externally at full 1080p using an external game capture device thingy, which you plug into your PC and use software and bits and pieces. Now, in this package here, as those of you who are in the know about such devices may have guessed by now by seeing the Avermedia logo down here and the Rec Central logo up there. In this bag here is a new device I've just been sent, brand new, newly announced, and it is possibly going to be, the device of choice for people recording and streaming their stuff from the next-gen systems, but want to do it in a way that's much higher quality than the built-in facilities can. And so, well, I'm going to show you what it is, but we have to go through the whole ritual of unboxing, because they sent me more than just the capture device this time. So I want to show you some of the gear they sent along with this. So let's open up here. Well, first of all, there's a little pamphlet there, and this is the Avermedia Live Gamer Portable, and this is my general capture device of choice. This is the one I use most often because it's really simple, really efficient. The software is fantastic and makes my life massively easy when it comes to recording content for demos and reviews and all that sort of stuff. Hey, a rubbery wristband, who gives a crap? Then there's this, which I'm kind of terrified that if I take it out of its plastic and then give that end a turn, it will start to vibrate or something. Now, I've always wanted one of these. It's a little USB hub device, but it's shaped like a little man. I never bought one of these because they look kind of cheesy and ridiculous, and I don't want to pay money for something that looks cheesy and ridiculous like this, but I've always kind of secretly wanted one because well, it makes me smile. The irony of this, of course, is this is a USB 2 hub. The device in the bag here is a USB 3 device, which is obviously a bit of a conflict there. So I think they just sent this for, because they had a whole box of them they had to get rid of before the USB 3 generation of their products really hit the shelves. Also sent me a t-shirt, which is awesome. Here we are, the final reveal of, and I'm caught in the handle, this is the Avermedia ExtremeCap U3 CV710, which will probably just be called the ExtremeCap U3, or maybe just the ExtremeCap from here on in, because it's easier to say than the entire name. Now, what makes this special as opposed to any existing capture systems, or most existing capture systems I think out there? USB 3, so super high data rate, which means it can put through full HD 1080p at 60 frames per second. Now, all my other devices, I think every other device out there at the moment, in a form factor like this little box thing, consumer level at least, if it does 1080p, it's at 30 frames per second or less, 24 or whatever. So this is, as far as I know, the first consumer-facing game capture type device that'll do 1080p 60, which is awesome because that is the new, top-end standard for the new generation consoles, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So that's fantastic. Let's flip them over, have a look here. We can record and stream stunning quality video with the ExtremeCap U3, record and stream 1080p 60 FPS video at from HDMI component inputs like a breeze. Wait, I read that wrong. Doesn't matter. USB 3.0 interface for capturing uncompressed HD video, so it doesn't even crunch the crap out of video before spitting it over to your machine, which means you get the absolute crispiest picture possible, in theory anyway. We'll be testing this out, of course, after I do the unboxing. DirectShow compliant software, so if you're using it with XSplit or Wirecast or VLC media player or a pot player, it says there. I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar with that. It can capture directly from that, so you don't have to do that thing where you screen cap a portion of the screen and things like that. You have to work around with some other devices when using XSplit in particular. I've got experience with that personally. And you can edit with Adobe Premiere Pro, CS6, Sony Vegas. Well, you can edit with anything because it spits out a standard video file, presumably. Oh, it's got plugins for it, that's why. It's got special plugins. You come straight from the device. That's handy. Not so much for me because I actually edit on my Mac where I use Final Cut Pro X. Extreme low latency. So I'm told that this is so low latency that you can actually game off the displayed image on your computer screen, so you don't have to sort of split it through your TV or feed it out to your TV and stuff like that and play on that and capture somewhere else. You can apparently play your games directly off the feed as you're capturing it, because the latency is supposedly very, very, very low because they don't do any compression in the box itself. That's that. Let's pop him open. Let's see what he looks like. I've taken the precaution of pre-cutting that little thing there because I always get hung up on that and have to run away and get a knife. That little piece of sticky tape they seal these things up with, but this is the first time I've actually seen the unit myself because I like to do these unboxings blind so you get my honest reaction to it. And Oh, well, just like that, my little noise there. It's a lot thinner than I thought it would be. I thought this would be a big chunky thing, but this is really quite thin and very, very shiny, and really grippy rubber pad on the bottom there, so it's not going to slide. Yeah, that's really tough to slide around. So if you've got your cables hanging off the back and everything, and it's sitting on the corner of your desk or your TV thing, it's not going to accidentally be dragged onto the floor just by the weight of the cables or something, which is a problem when you're dealing with a device, you know, this small and light. With my Avermedia device, actually, I've just got it over here, my other one. This one, it does have a rubber pad on the bottom, but it's not as grippy, so it does tend to slide around, and I've nearly had it hit the floor a couple of times. In fact, it has hit the floor a couple of times. It hasn't damaged it at all. I mean, they're tough, but yeah, as far as size-wise goes, we'll also do a comparison while we're here. It is not that much larger than the previous Live Gamer Portable edition, so that's pretty good. I like small and light and compact. So what would be dealing with on ports? AV input. I presume in that box there will be a little AV cord that plugs into that little proprietary connector. Same thing as the Live Gamer Portable thing. If you've got one of those, you know exactly what that port looks like. Although hopefully this generation we won't need needing it anymore, because neither next gen system uses it. It's just if you've still got your PS3 hanging about, really. HDMI input and output USB 3.0. You'll notice it does not have the HDMI output that the Live Gamer Portable thingy has. So if you want to go into this device and into your TV, you're going to have a separate HDMI splitter of some variety. But as they say, you can, apparently, supposedly, they claim, you can game directly off your PC screen from the very, very low latency feed. We'll see about that when I get to testing it, but that is the unit for now. Oh, actually, we better have a look, see what cables we're dealing with. See, there's your proof I haven't opened this box before. You can't open this thing without tearing it, of course, or at least I can't, because I'm clumsy. So there's your composite cable. So you've got your standard composite layout, 2 audio, 3 for the video. Will not be needing that, I don't think. Also, don't plan on plugging my PS3 in ever again, because I've now upgraded to both new consoles. And your standard USB cable there with standard USB on one end, the SS thing in the end, the USB 3 connector over there that you often see on the devices themselves. Standard cable, so if you bugger that one up, you can go to the store and buy a new one, and Bob's your uncle. So the only proprietary thing is the end of that component cable there, which again, hopefully you won't actually be needing, because we're past that. We're in the HDMI era, full on. And lastly but not least, setup guide, and we know that we don't need those, so we get a variety of ways you can plug it in. Who cares? So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Avermedia ExtremeCap U3 CV710, the new super low latency 1080p 60 frames per second capture device that will hopefully become my new workhorse for when I'm recording my footage for my game reviews and things like that, and also if I need to stream at a higher quality than, you know, the inbuilt streaming ability of the PlayStation 4, although really it's my my upload bandwidth that's the limitation there, as opposed to the PS4. It actually streams really nicely, by the way, guys. I'll do a different video all about that, but yeah, and currently the Xbox 360 does not have inbuilt Twitch streaming support, so this is the way I'll be doing that, I guess. So that's that, although this one is still a freaking joy, because you can whack a SD card in there. Actually, I've got one stuck in there. Oops, forgot all about that. Oh, that's where it went to. I thought I'd lost that card. I'm a colossal idiot. I thought I'd lost that card months ago. It's been stuck in this thing the whole time. Oh yeah, it's got a thing where you can record directly to the card without a PC. So that still may be helpful for some people who don't want to use a PC to do basic capture stuff for their reviews or whatnot. But anyway, this video isn't about that. This video is about this thing. And look how pretty. Alrighty, it took a few minutes to set it up, which is very, very easy, by the way, in case you're wondering. And now we can see how well this claim of next to no latency stacks up, and yep, sure looks to me like there's no humanly noticeable lag between what's being shown on my TV and what the capture device and its software are displaying on my PC's screen. If you're wondering about the setup here, I've got the Xbox One running into a HDMI splitter. One output is going direct to the television, while the second output is going to the ExtremeCap U3, which itself is being fed into my computer via a USB 3 port, of course. And to my eye, these look perfectly synchronized. But let's go a step further and see if I can game using only the feed on the capture software. And as you can see here now, I've got the TV turned off and I'm playing by watching the feed from the capture device only. And it's absolutely 100% playable. I can't see or sense any lag, and even with a game like Killer Instinct, which needs super fast Twitch reaction times, I feel like I'm playing directly on the TV, which is kind of blowing my mind a bit. I've never used or even seen a capture device that does this trick, especially not at 1080p from HDMI and at 60 frames per second. And now this footage here, of course, is captured directly. I set the software up to record this at 1080p, 60 frames per second, of course. It's feeding down to an MP4 file and at a data rate of 30 megabits per second. Now, obviously, here on YouTube, its own compression will knock that down a bit, and you're only seeing 30 frames per second, because that's all YouTube can display. But the point is, the recording ran flawlessly at those high settings. And just to prove to you that it is a 60 frames per second capture, let's slow it down and conform it to my 30 frames per second timeline here, so you can see every single frame. And there you are. Perfectly smooth, half-speed playback, proving that this is absolutely proper 60 frames per second file. No frame skipping or doubling or tweening or any kind of that fakery. And that's damn nifty as far as I'm concerned. I recorded this entire match, by the way, so if you're curious and you'd like to see it in full and take a longer look at the capture device's output, you'll find the link in the description of this video if you happen to be on a device that doesn't show YouTube's annotation links over this video. So, I'm damn happy. It's early days yet, and I've yet to do sort of really long recording tests and things like that, but this all seems like a super rock-solid bit of gear. And well worth checking out. So thanks for watching. I am Blunty, and I will catch you next time.